Hey everybody, I was going to be coloring up a snowman today, and I thought that that would actually work really nicely into the white videos that we've been doing. So I'm just going to jump right in, and this is Piper and Her Snowman from Sweet November Stamps. It's one of the new ones just out this month, and I have it stamped on Copic X-Press It with Memento Tuxedo Black. Oh, my markers. Okay, so when I'm doing snowmen, I do kind of a mix of the lightest of the greens, blue greens, and blue family. So I'm going to start with the very lightest green, the G quadruple zero. And since I've already colored up Piper with the light source coming in from the right, because that's the way she was facing, I'm going to be sure to follow that same directionality when I start coloring in her snowman. So all my shadows are going to fall heavier on the left hand side of him here. So I'm just going to start getting color on. I really like the G quadruple, triple, and double zero markers for a lot of things, especially like fairy wings as well. And it just is a nice minty color that is really pretty, and it is a nice base for a lot of these winter type characters as well. Okay, so get under the brim of his hat there. And remember, I mean, it's the same principle as we did with the ghost. With any of it, it's less is more when it comes to creating a character that's, you want to appear white. And I forgot to mention this in the other ones, like the hair coloring video and stuff. But the reason why I choose a color that I'm adding, and it varies from image to image, this is the BG quadruple zero, is you think in terms of what kind of environment your little character is going to be in. So and that will influence the color that you're using to create the shadows on your white image. So, like if I had my angel before with the kind of pinkish cast to her hair, or a fairy that, you wanted a pink, if she's like in a flower garden with lots of pink flowers, they would reflect in the white hair, giving it kind of a pink cast. So you kind of think in terms of where your little character lives, and that's going to influence the color that you choose for the shadows on any white object, and that's why it'll vary from stamp to stamp. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in with my darkest of our kind of trio of colors, and it's the B triple zero. And I'm just going to basically outline the farther sides away from that light source. And get under the brim of that hat, because that's going to cast a pretty strong shadow. Curve around his face here. I always get kind of this under his nose because that's a carrot. I'm going to make it a carrot sticking out. So it's going to cast a little shadow, the little coal buttons as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to work my way back down to my BG quadruple and just pull a little bit farther than I did the first time. And that's why I, go with the cooler colors, because I'm thinking of the snowman being outside, kind of in the frozen, snowy yard or field. That's why he's got a lot of blue cast and icy colored tones to him. Now just the G quadruple over top both of those. Just flicking and following the curve of the shape of him. He's kind of a round object, so I'm pulling it around instead of going up and down this way. It's always kind of following that curve, and I'm going to bring a little bit on this side so as it curves away, it's still going to cast a shadow over there. Okay, now I'm going to take my blender pen and just give it a quick blend out, especially on the part that I want to be the most white. I'm not going to go all the way into those shadows we created because I want to leave them kind of heavy over there. But I am going to hit that. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, and I'm going to move on to his hat. And because I'm going to be working with this paper on the card, I pulled all of my colors for both Piper and the Snowman from this. So this is just what I'm choosing to use. You can use anything you want. So this is E35, and I'm going to do his hat brown. And again, I'm just working away from that light source, getting color on, because we want it to have a little bit of shine too. And then it's going to be darker on the underside of the brim as it comes around. Okay. And then I'm going to go to E57, right over top, but not quite as far as the 35. And underneath. And the E59 is our darkest. So just a touch of that. On the underside here, and under her hands. And that's the nice thing about this little image too. If you wanted to use just the Snowman, and she barely touches that hat, so I mean you could either not ink her up or clip her off if you're cutting him out. And then you just have a little snowman. Okay, so now I'm going to blend back down. We've got all our color laid down, so now it's just blending it together, starting right over that 59 and pulling it in further than we did the first time. And this is where we're going to start seeing that blending action start happening. And finish it off with the 35. And I don't go all the way into those darkest shadows. That's just filling that kind of middle area, blending into the 57. Okay. So he's got a nice brown hat. Put those away. And let's take care of his nose real quick. And this is one exception. It's such a small thing. I'm actually going to go dark to light on this. So I'm going to start with my YR18, away from the light source again. And then I'm going to go to my YR16, just over top. And finish with the YR14 over here. Doesn't need a lot of blending because it's so tiny. Okay. So now we're going to work on the scarf. And I got a bunch of different colors here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different. We're going to start with a red. And I'm going to be using R35. And this side, further away, it's in the shadows more, but I'm going to leave a little band of white so that we'll have a little bit of dimension as it puffs around his neck. To the R37. R46. And I can't resist throwing in the E19. I've told you guys that before. They really add a nice little bit of drama to the reds there. Okay, so now I'm blending back down. And I'll skip right to the 35 because this is a pretty small space too. Okay, so see how it's kind of now we're creating a highlight in the middle of that scarf. And let's do green next. So I'll do YG63, at top and bottom. Let's see, green, pink, blue, green. We'll do this a green too. Now I'm going to G28. And G29 for our darkest. And blend it out. Go back to the 28, come in a little farther than we did the first time. And use our YG63 in our lightest area here. Okay. So next, let's go with our blues. So I've got a B00. And this one is going to be blue too. And the B01. And B02. Like I said, this is pretty, pretty simple image, so it's pretty quick coloring. That's the B01. And then the 00. Just to finish that lightest area. Okay, so now I'm going to do my pink, which is an RV21. And we'll go pink down here. RV32. And for our darkest, the RV34. And I'm going to skip the 32. Just blend with our the RV21. Okay, so now go back, do some more red. Right here. 37. 46. And that E19 for the extra contrast. Okay, and do a little bit of the 46 here. Now I'm skipping down to the 35 to finish it off. Nice. Okay. So, ooh, what are my other ones? So if we go pink, so this guy's going to be red too. That's not bad, finish and start with both reds on both sides. That worked out kind of nice. I know this is getting a little repetitive and I'm trying to go fast. Because once you've seen it done once, you probably got the gist of it. But we're just getting that color on. Always leaving that white space. So we've created kind of a white or a light colored band across there where the scarf kind of curves around his neck. Okay, so that one's going to be blue. And that's so tiny, I'm just going in with my darkest one here. And kind of treat it like we did the nose, so there's not a lot of blending there. And then that makes that one green. Again, I'm just going to go dark down to light. We don't really need a lot of blending on such a tiny thing. I might even skip the 28. Just go with our darkest and lightest, and that should work. And I think I want to add some green down here, just for more color on him. So those little frilly ends of the scarf, just getting hit with a little bit of green. Perfect. Then let's just do some C9 for his cold buttons. And let's try C5. That'll work. Oh, and we have a band on his hat that I almost forgot about. Let's do red. It'll match her. Oh, might be too matchy-matchy. Let's go blue. Okay, so same blues as we used on the scarf. We'll just start with the 00. Leaving that white in the same general areas. So it'll be a continuous light line, even between colors. Now our B01. B02. And back down. Pulling it a little bit farther. And finishing off with the 00. Okay, easy, easy. And as we've done all that color, you can see how it dried really nice on him, and he lightened up. So he's kind of that white with that kind of bluey green shadow that we've created for the snow. So he's one cool snowman. Ha ha ha. Okay, well, that is the Coloring a Snowman video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time.